Hi everyone. Hello. Hi everyone. How are you? Sorry for I was rushing a bit, so I need to kind of um well calm down and say hi. Um yeah, we are officially on our second week of making this little mansion. Um hey Kala. Um and yeah, um we finally have a second floor. I'll do the, I might do the half screen. Yeah, let's do the half screen so you can sort of see. Um, ooh, we have a second floor. So look, there's two of them. It's very exciting. Um, but actually, I got back to, yeah. I wanted to start by basically saying a huge thanks to everybody that's been joining, watching whether it's live or in replay, and like just commenting, liking, and sharing and all of that, because it really means a lot. No one does anything on YouTube because we want to keep it to ourselves. The point is that we want to share it with people, want to share it with you. So it always means a lot when people kind of, join us and participate. And this is, yeah. Hey, Christiana, hello. So it really does mean a lot when people kind of react to what we do. Um, so thank you so much for joining every time, and yeah, and for watching and following the journey of the little mansion that is Havina, that is slowly um, becoming a mansion, because one floor is not a mansion. So yes, so today, so we have finally, I finished building the outer walls of the second floor. And yeah, so I'll try to kind of show you. I need a second camera, but this is basically, yeah, they are sitting one on top of the other. Ooh, well, sliding from one the top of the other, but and you can see where kind of this opening here connects, where we'll have our big fancy stairs, and where and the opening here where we have the lovely kitchen stairs. Um, for might actually, yeah. Now all the things that are inside are going to slide out, but I want to try and show you as much as we can, sort of see the outside. So this is the front door, basically. And you can see that in here we have windows that are basically, so this is basically going to be windows that go all the way to the top of the house. And you can see there's a bit of tape here, just because at the moment, without like the windows that hold it together, this part is pretty flimsy, like these ones. So just to make sure that they stay put, I just use a bit of painter's tape to hold it there. And you might notice that, I think that here you can see it best if I'll bring it up, that, yeah, see, because I made a mess of the windows here. Just a sec. There. Maybe now. Then the bottom floor, the ground floor, has arched windows, arched top windows. And in the second floor, this is where the parlor is. I decided to go with just square edged windows. We might play with the arch shape in the windows themselves, but I wanted this to be just regular windows. Um, for one, to kind of differentiate and show that the lower floor with the hole is more kind of fancy. But also because in this in the parlor, I definitely want to have curtains on these windows, and that seems to work better with kind of just regular shape windows. So that's is the second floor, and as you can see, I have not put in the dividing walls yet. And yeah, I spent a lot of time today figuring out exactly how I want to do that division, and I'll show you that. I wanted to first show you that these are the stairs, the kitchen stairs, and I figured that at the back it should look like the walls around. I keep, yeah, going off the screen. So yeah, because if you remember, then in the kitchen, at some point we will glue things down, I promise. I'm just still at that scared of gluing things down sort of stage. So so I haven't glued anything down yet. But basically, the walls, you know, if you have these walls here like that, basically, these stairs are going to be here, pretty much. Yeah. So the bottom or the back of the stairs is very visible, and you can see that, or I'll bring it up to the camera so you can see that even in a straight angle, our little ghosty peeks out. And considering, you know, how steep these stairs are, I believe it's fair to say that this is the ghost of someone that tripped and fell down the stairs and died. We might still add a banister. I'm not sure. But yes, so basically, you know, because the back of the stair is so visible, I wanted it to fit more with the walls. Yep. Right. So so I basically used the same techniques, the same texture paste and the same paints that I used on the wall, right on the back. And it was very easy because I just filled in basically all the spaces of the stairs. Hey, David. And now it's ready. So that is done. Basically, we have all the walls and stuff for the kitchen. I still need to decide what's going on in here. I might just do like there's two options for this side. It can either be it can either kind of belong to the simple part of the house, so have like sort of plaster walls. They don't have to be like this color. They can be a different color, but it can be either plaster walls or to kind of connect it to this part of the house that is more fancy and have more like wood paneling. I'm not sure yet. In my head, the image of is that this part is basically kind of a behind the scene area that maybe, you know, when they have guests in the hall, then like their coats and bags might be left here somewhere or like taken by the servants to there. And if they need to bring something from the kitchen to there, then they can do that. But it's basically like a back behind the scene part. So it doesn't have to be all fancy like the rest of the house or the kind of the I don't know, the parts of the house that they share. Yes. Now, first floor actually, because this is ground floor. So, and you might recall that yesterday, yes, we did this wood paneling that will be on some of the walls here. And I will already tell you that I have not figured out everything yet, but so okay. Today I'm sharing a lot of behind the scenes. I'm gonna just move to full layout here so I can show you. So will there be one of those small food lifts, or did the servants have to? So yeah, I think that I definitely want to have one of those food lifts just because they're super cool. And I think because, okay, so the plan, and I can show you also here on the in the floor plans that so this is the kitchen area, and those are the stairs that are actually, they actually take less space than I originally planned in the width. But if you look in the dining room area, there will be an area here that is closed. So basically the dining room will have sort of an L shape. And there is an area that if the stairs are here, then there is space around it, and there can definitely be like a lift here for the food that will be from in the kitchen area. It will be like behind the stairs or after the stairs. So I think like next to the window here somehow. I'm sure that like there's definitely a place that we can do that. And I do think that I want to do that. I mean, yeah, some of the things will be carried maybe by, you know, taking it up and down the stairs. But oh yeah, yeah. They are definitely super creepy sometimes. So definitely need one in a haunted house, at least in my opinion. And I am sure that we can figure out a place to do that, either like so it'll be either on if the stairs are ooh, let's move that. If the stairs are here, it can either be here on this wall or on this wall. And I mean, considering the fact that we don't actually need it to work, then then it just needs to have like the opening and sort of like the feel that there's the tunnel, but we can also, there's not it's not lifts that are supposed to carry something very big. So we can just assume that it's inside the wall and kind of like have the image of it at least. But I definitely want to have that. Now, so if when we go up to this floor, to the first floor, we have, so this is the dining room and this is the parlor, and there's a nice big kind of hallway, fancy hallway in between. And one of the things that I wanted was to add, sorry, had to take a little sip of drink. Yeah, so going up to the second floor or first floor, at some point I will get it right. I really wanted to, because we have this kind of wood reliefs on the walls, I really wanted to continue this theme at the top. And what I really wanted to do is see like the openings to the rooms, basically from the hallway. I really wanted to have these kind of details of wood relief. So I found some awesome dies that will do the job for me. And I'll show you what I mean. So basically, say this is a basically this is going to be this kind of situation that I'll try and show you here. Yeah, that will have half of the wall. I'll move this aside. Half of the wall and another half. And this is kind of like, this would be the corner. And then in the opening part, oh, opposite. There we go. like so. So this part will basically remain as sort of like a lattice work that will be at the top. Um, and in order to do that, what I will have to do is basically, so I have pieces of, this is the wood paper that I used for all of this. And and you can see that I've cut it like opposite sides, so they basically go from both sides. I will say, so I use die cuts. I can show you. They're actually, it's not one die. I had to kind of build it. So if the Tonic Studio dies, this is the die in the center, and there's like these edges. So it's not exactly the same, but it's good enough because it's gonna be, it's not exactly the same because I had to kind of play with it because I don't know how much you want me to go into it, but basically I had to like do um, partial die cutting to get this image. But the point is, we got it. We got it. And we'll have it from both sides. And what I will have to do is that in the basically, so I decided to, and this was, I basically flipped it here. Like I originally wanted the narrow part to be here in the back and the wide part in the front. I don't know. And now I'm flipping it. That's not that important. But the point is that inside each room, this will go on both the dining room and the parlor and the hallway. So on each side of these walls, we'll have this at the top. And I will basically die cut this part several times to build the width of this 2 mm wall in order to create kind of a stable lattice work. And that will be the door. I think that we will have, my image is that these are sliding doors in a way. So I'll build the doors that slide in and out like on the outside. They'll probably be on the whole side. And I will get to that later. Today, we're gonna slowly kind of work out the walls. I will say, so there are things that maybe I should have had done before. You can see in here that I kind of marked around the same shape for all of them. I hope that I'm kind of at least somewhat clear as to what I'm planning to do. Let me know. Because, you know, sometimes when you describe something that you've been thinking about a lot, then you sort of do shortcuts because, yeah, because it's clear in your head. But when you say to other people, they're just like, what, how did you get to that point exactly? I don't know. So let me know if I jumped like 5 points in my explanation. But yeah. And yeah. Oop. I will say, so in general, also, my purpose at the moment with this project is to kind of get to I don't know if as soon, yeah, basically as soon as possible to get to the point where we have rooms that we can furnish. Because, well, for one thing, how many like how many times do you need to see me, gluing wallpaper and stuff? It's not the most fascinating thing to see, or, to be more accurate, it's one of the least fascinating things to see when you watch things again and again. Once is enough, sort of thing. And also, even mostly, I would say, it's because once you start getting to really the details of like furniture and what pictures they have on the walls and what um I don't know what kind of items they have on their shelves and things like that, that's when you get to the more of the storytelling part, really more kind of um figuring out what happened in this house. Why is it haunted? By whom is it haunted? And all the good stuff. So it's really, that's where you get to kind of tell the story, and that's the part that I like the most. So I think I aim to get to that part as soon as possible, but of course, in order to have furniture, well, we need a place to put the furniture, so yeah. So that's where we are at. Now, as far as the rooms in here, I think that, so the parlor I want to be mostly red, and I think that I will use this paper as the wallpaper. It's got this lovely texture and shimmering, kind of slight shimmer. So this will be the wallpaper in the parlor. And I think that for the hallway, I will actually use this brown. I think I'm debating, and I wanted to use this one for the dining room, but I want to color it. And I think that what I'll do now is actually something that maybe I should have done off camera, but I want to kind of test, just cut little pieces of this paper and test it with some colors, because these papers that have, they have some sort of coating, so they don't take color as um, they don't take color the same way that regular paper with no coating does. So in order to see what it would look like and decide what color we want our dining room to be, I'm just going to just test it with a few inks. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll figure out that we don't like it at all in the end and choose a different wallpaper. That's also an option. It happens to me quite often, I will admit. Yeah, that I have an idea and then it's not what I want, so I change it. That's what we do. Okay. So, and I'm gonna use reinkers because they have a very nice, strong color. Yeah, let's do it with a brush. Okay. So this is a nice bluish color. Very delicate, basically blue-gray. I want to see what it will look like. Okay. So that is one option that I quite like, actually. We'll let it dry and see what it looks like afterwards. Getting the button right to clean my brush. Ooh. Probably should have brought water for that, but hey, this works too. So another option that I'm thinking about is some nice strong yellow. Ooh, it's, that's a nice yellow actually. This both of these colors, I mean, there's a lot of, yellows and blues and whatever that you can use, but both of these ones specifically have, um, I don't know how to describe it, but they're kind of dirty colors. They have, um, yeah, they don't look clean. Let's just go with that. And I thought that was fitting for an old house. It kind of makes it easier. Um, and also yeah, I'm just gonna put some water here because this yellow whew, takes a while to get it out of the paintbrush. It's always interesting how different pigments kind of do react differently. And yellows and reds can be very, very strong. Another option is simply going with a sort of cream color that will be very neutral and delicate in a way. This is basically the same ink that I used for the kitchen walls, and you can see how different it looks on this paper. So now I'm just going to put it aside to dry. Um, and we'll see in a bit. Basically, I can already tell you that I definitely feel more like taking one of these colors than this one. It's beautiful, but I don't know. I feel like the strong color would fit better. I'm not sure because you know, um, when we think about old houses, old walls, and so on, we tend to have um, an image of this kind of faded colors, but they tend to start with very strong colors a lot of times and just sort of fade out. So yeah. Um, oh, let me know if you have any preference to one of the colors. And let's see. Yeah. So the yellow one, yeah, it's very strong. Um, might be, I need to see, so we need to see how it dries and how it catches on this paper because sometimes with these papers, the color sort of just, I don't know, sort of sits on top and doesn't really go in, and sometimes the opposite, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes, how it dries. Also, taking into account that this is basically the color of the wood panels that will go with it. So it needs to work together. Well, yes and no. Also because this is for the dining room. And in the dining room, it's basically going to be, well, a big dining table, the curtains, and some, yeah, decorations. I guess, I don't know, like there isn't going to be a whole lot. The thing is, so it's really pretty with this cream color, but it's also super subdued. So I don't know. Let me see when I bring it up. I mean, it will work for sure, but it feels to me like Victorian times more were sometimes a lot more ostentatious than we have the image for them. The yellow does work pretty well with this, but yeah, we can also kind of tone it down. With the blue, for example, I mean, it's really beautiful, but I'm not sure it actually works that well with the wood paneling. I didn't know. We'll see. We'll let it dry for a bit. Also, I mean, yeah, so the one thing with the yellow that I will say also, it's this one. Yeah, because the paper itself, I'll show you close. If you look at the paper itself, if I move it, you see that it has this kind of cream pearly shading, like the finish is this kind of cream pearl. So whatever I put on it, it has a bit of shimmer, and the original color is kind of, and then yeah, anything that you put on it looks a bit more gold. And I mean, on that aspect, let's let it dry for a few minutes to see what it looks like and then decide. I think that would be the safest thing to do. And oh dear. Okay, I need to run and bring some cardstock because I need to, as I always do, I never build, I never put anything straight on these walls. I always put it on top of, on another layer of cardstock, and I left it in another room. So I will run and be back in half a minute. Okay, back. So yeah. Um, let's see. So I will need to cut some of the paper here. Oof. I have a lot of things scattered around here. It's a bit of a messy thing. I think, I mean, another option is I originally thought to use this paper in the dining room, but I feel like it's just a little too, maybe it's kind of boring for the dining room if this is going together. And you know, in the hallway, it's glittery enough for the hallway to be like, ooh, shiny and pretty and fancy. But for the dining room, I feel like maybe it should have a bit more. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's just use these guys to get the size that I want. Make sure that it fits. And yeah, because I basically need mm, just mark it with. So yeah. Hmm. sorry. I'm just checking that I actually have everything cut in the right side. Okay. Basically, I just bring in my cutting board. Oh, this way. We'll do some marking and cut it. Ah, okay, yeah, it's fine. And I actually need then, one for each side of both of these. So, yeah. And hmm, and I know that it needs to be a little smaller than the marking because the marking is going from the outside of the shape, and this needs to fit the middle, the actual shape. So just a little bit smaller. And oh, there. And I just need to mark the other side. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that what I will try to do in the next few days actually is to really get to a point that we also have um, the upper floor, let's check if the height is fine. Yep. To have the second floor with the rooms ready, the rest of the rooms ready, so we can really get to the furnishing part. And yeah, and one of the things that I wanted to ask is also how much of that process would you like to see? Because, fair enough, we've kind of covered a lot of this with these floors. And, because there will be some of it in the lives because this is just this part of the process and well, the idea of this um, lives is that I want to share as much as to share the process, basically. So, um, yeah, so it's always going to be there, but it's kind of a matter of focus on how much focus we want to have on that. Um, yeah. Okay, and one more. I think it's actually sometimes just easier to, if you know the measurements, sometimes easier to just do the measurements. But I do know that the height is a bit tricky sometimes. Okay, let's do it this way. Yeah. And over this, we can start working with some wallpaper and figuring out what to do next. Okay, so now we have the walls ready, or the wall layers. I don't know how we want to call that, but they are ready. We can move that aside. Actually going to, I think I'm actually going to first color these guys to the darker brown that we want for all the wood paneling, really. So again, I'm using this ink, and it's really using a very small amount, and counts. I'm trying not to kill the all these delicate kind of little pieces. Quite possibly would have been better if I actually colored it before I cut it, but I didn't think of it, so there we are, doing it now. Hey, Peggy. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, doing wood paneling again. How are you today? How's lunch? Uh, it's always funny for me. Like it's the consider thinking about like the time differences. It's really amazing sometimes. Um, I hope you're having a good day. I bet you can't wait for the weekend. Ah, yes. Okay, definitely need more ink than I thought. Mm, just very quickly. I'm sort of purposely not doing it very even, just doing some parts are a little darker, some parts are a little lighter. I feel like it gives the wood actually a more natural feel. Um, ooh, mm, we'll get back to our um, little wallpaper tests in a bit and have a think because just because these are the colors that I was thinking of doesn't mean that we need to stick with them. And think of maybe another color that basically mostly wanted to see how the ink sort of works on this paper. Okay, just clean my fingers a little bit. It's gonna stain, of course, but at least so it doesn't, you know, I don't mind my fingers being stained, but I don't want. Really? I've never been to Graceland. That sounds cool. Um, but it's a fancy house, so that fits, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Graceland is considered haunted, but Um, but yeah, I don't mind the association. Let's put it this way. Okay, let's see what happens if I found the paper now. Okay, seems to have gone in. That is good news. So that means that this is basically the final color, which, yes, very strong. The yellow is very strong. I really thought it would go a little, uh, um, I don't know, that will sink in and be a little darker. But yeah, it's a very strong yellow. Now let's see. When we put oh, this kind of panel on it. Yeah, I think I actually like the cream the most, even though it's like the most boring. It doesn't, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it works with the blue? I feel like it's a bit, like the blue needs to either be stronger or not sure. I have, okay, there's a house we did stop when we were traveling to Memphis one time. Yeah, I mean, if I were in the Memphis area, I would definitely want to visit Graceland. I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but it's Elvis. The floor will be wood as well. I haven't made it yet, but we have the wood paneling for the walls, so there isn't actually going to be a whole lot of wallpaper scene. Like basically, it's going to be something like this, because the wood paneling, at least in the dining room, I think that I want to have these wood panelings around. So it's actually very little of the wall will be visible. Maybe we'll put it like this so we can kind of compare. So yeah, it just kind of picks through. So it's a very small amount, really. And the floor will be the same coloring as this. So I don't know. And also have, like, I have a sort of turquoise color that I want to try as an, yeah, as a stronger blue, basically. So I'll just cut off about a piece of this paper and give it a try. Oh, that came out a small piece. That's fine. Let's see. Try this one. It's very kind of strong turquoise, more vivid, let's put it this way. I think, yeah, that probably works a little better. It just more contrast. I don't know. We'll need to let it dry for a bit to be sure that that's how it stays, but I think it definitely looks better than the light one, the gray blue one. I don't know how well you can actually see with the lighting at the moment. I'll bring it up to the camera in a sec. Mm, yeah. So it's very different sort of set of coloring. Um, Kind of very warm tones and well, blue tends to be coolish. Came out a bit small, this piece, but we can make it work. Basically, let's put sort of the wood paneling on top so we can bring it up to the camera. So yeah, I will say also that the lighting right now kind of plays with the colors. So this is much more of a turquoise in real life. Um, the yellow and the browns are basically, this is pretty much how it looks in real life. This one just doesn't go through, but it's more of a turquoise. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm feeling like, yeah, the yellow is probably a bit too strong. Also because, at the end, uh, even though each room stands on its own, you do have kind of a feel of the house. And if the right next door, it's going to be this kind of color. So the yellow kind of clashes with that. Um, let's see. So if this is going to be the hallway, I might darken a bit because I'm not sure it actually works that way that well with the. Yeah, it's pretty colors, but I need to choose. It's very hard. I might use the other colors in a different room. Um, so if these are basically the colors of this floor, shall we say, or the optional colors for this floor. So I think the yellow might be a little too strong in my opinion. I like these ones better, and I think, let's see. So the turquoise has a very different feel. This one kind of complements it, but it might be a little boring. I don't know. And now I actually like the gray blue thing. When it all goes together. This is going to be a hard choice that I will have to make. Um, okay. Let me know what you think. And I am not going to make the decision at the moment. I'm going to think about it. And if someone is watching this on the replay, let me know what you think about which color I should use, because we're not going to do it right now, I think. Either the light blue, yeah, or the cream one would work best. Yeah, that's my thoughts as well at the moment. I can definitely make it a little darker, and dirtier, but I feel like it kind of works with all the colors. But yeah, basically, I'm gonna put all the options back so people can look and let me know what you think. And it's really, the thing is that, yeah, it's really going to be like very small amount. Like, think that this is the height of the wall. So you have this panel is very high, and then just a little bit of the color on top of this wallpaper, and this kind of open work on top. So it's really just a little bit of the color pipping in between. So it can be a very strong color. You wouldn't actually see too much of it. Yeah. And this is the light blue. Just playing around with everything. Yeah. Because, yeah, I like the cream one. It's just, but it does get a little bit, maybe even boring. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure. But yeah, so many options. Mm, So I think what I'll do is actually, I'm going to take a picture of that as well, and I'll put it on my Instagram. So you can see a little better the colors. It'll only be probably tomorrow morning because right now the lighting does not give any of these colors any favor. But yeah, I'll ask again and we will continue. And I think that tomorrow, so we'll either continue with building these parts, like these rooms, or go on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If we do the cream, or actually with this blue as well, if we take these colors, then anything that is like decoration in the room, like curtains or things like that, can be much stronger in color. It gives us more options. And I will say that in the dining room, these little arched, supposedly windows, they're not windows, that's actually French doors. It's gonna be, we're gonna have little porches here. There's a lot of windows in this room as well. There's a lot of windows in general, but yeah, definitely we can have like stained glass windows with some interesting colors. We're gonna have curtains. There's definitely a lot of options of making things more interesting with the addition. So the wallpaper doesn't necessarily have to be a strong color. That is very true. Cool. Okay, so thank you so much. Today has been a lot of kind of background process of how I think of things. I hope that you found it interesting. And I will continue tomorrow with I don't know, what will we do next? Well, either, so really it's either that we continue working on this floor and kind of build the wallpaper and get to a point that it's actually standing, or maybe yeah, maybe do this hidden section here. There's the big stairs that I need to do for the front. That will definitely need to have a banister, so we might do some stairs and banisters. There's many things to be done. And I think that it's kind of like what exactly we'll do will depend also on yeah, I want to see if people have any specific like suggestions for the walls and stuff. Thank you so much, Peggy. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's really fun to be able to share the process with you, and kind of get live suggestions as we think things through. Um, I don't know. Yeah, my brain is scattered at the moment, so I'm kind of thinking of 50 things at the same time. But there's a lot of things to do. I do want to really kind of, as I said in the beginning, to sort of speed up the build to reach a point where we really have the different rooms and we can start playing with, you know, what happened to them? Why is it haunted? What if they like did something happen to them, or and they're haunting the house, or maybe they, did something. Maybe one of them decided to summon a demon, and it's very rude, really, summoning demons. They're just doing their things, and then suddenly someone brings them to a circle and expects them to do something, and maybe the demon was angry. I don't know. Uh, so we'll see. Yeah, I really want to get to the point when we start actually getting to details that are more about the story. So we might have a few more sort of background process, like I did today, of to kind of push this through and get to the point when we sort of build furniture and add decorations and windows and all those good things. So thank you so much for joining me today. And tomorrow is the same time as today. Most of next week. I put the schedule for next week lives. Most of them are the same time as today, so it's 7 p.m. CT, because it seemed to be working for most people and for me as well. So except for 2 days, Sunday and I believe it was Tuesday, that I had something, so I need to move it a bit earlier. Most of them are in 7 p.m. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, we'll continue and see how things develop. It's I'm really enjoying the process. I hope you're enjoying it all too. And I really can't wait to get to the point when we're like building little things and uh, yeah, telling stories and stuff. Thank you so much again. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.